Hi there, my name is William, and it's my pleasure to bring you a review of the DAKBoard wall calendar. Now this is a product I wasn't aware of until I actually went and hunted it down. You see, I've thought for a few years it'd be cool to have effectively a monitor or computer mounted to the wall where you could show like your Google Calendar, other important events that are coming up, things like that. I often used to tell my wife it'd be fun to put one together sometime, but I'm not really much into the maker scene. Not really that much time either, to be honest. So I never really went anywhere with it other than just telling people I thought it'd be a cool idea. And then it came up again in conversation recently, and I thought, well, you know what? It's been a couple of years, maybe somebody's already made something like this. So I did a little bit of searching, and sure enough, there's a fairly recently released product. Seems to be a new company. They had a product, it looks like, in development for a year or two, but as far as I can tell, it only hit the market maybe within the last couple of months, possibly as early as late last year. And I couldn't find any reviews of it, though. There were some websites that mentioned it, a couple, but no video reviews on YouTube, no written reviews or blog posts about it that I could find anyway. So I did a little bit of looking. Feature-wise, it looked like it had everything I wanted. It could do calendar integration with Google. It would show the date and time, weather. It could also do task lists, which it couldn't use the Google Gmail-based task list, which is what I was using at the time. It uses Wunderlist instead, but actually turns out that's a more fully featured task list anyway. Got more things that I needed. And you can even have pictures displaying in the background, sort of like a real calendar would have. And it just looked like a fantastic product. $2.99 US plus $20 or so for shipping. Thought, let's give it a shot. And it came in today. So I'm going to go ahead and do an unboxing and then a review of it, give some thoughts. Hopefully this information is helpful to those of you out there who might be looking for a similar product. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you enjoy the video. Welcome to the unboxing portion of this video. Again, we're reviewing the DAKBoard digital wall calendar. So as you can see here, it comes in what looks like a fairly typical monitor box, actually, if you're used to this sort of thing. Not a lot of branding. It's got AOC here as well as the DAKBoard sticker that's been added on. And despite its size, it's a 24-inch screen, it's actually remarkably lightweight. I was quite surprised by that at first. I'm used to heavier monitors and TVs in this size because of all the extra stuff, a stand and things like that. That's not going to be present here. So I already cut it open, but I haven't actually pulled it out of the box yet. And as you can see, there's a lot of padding. They did a really nice job with that, I would say. And I'll just kind of gently slide it on out of here. Okay, so let's see what we've got. That's kind of tricky. Inside this, we've got an Ethernet cable. Looks like a mounting screw and a power cable there. Pretty standard fare, especially for something that's going to be mounted on the wall. You'll need a mounting screw. It looks like this actually has a drywall anchor with it probably as well there. And then in here is the display itself. We've got a piece of paper here with the serial number. Let's see, quick setup instructions, plug in Ethernet cable, plug in power, follow instructions. Oh, that's pretty straightforward. And contact email address. Set that aside. And then here is the device itself. And as I mentioned, I've been super excited about this. I think it looks really nice. Let's take it out of the packaging here, though. So they've done a good job. The bezel all the way around is pretty even, at least side to side and top and bottom. As you can see, it's symmetrical there. An earlier design of theirs that I saw on their website had more bezel on one side than the other, and I think didn't look quite as nice. And down here, we've got the circuitry behind here. That's the actual logic controlling the thing. Looks pretty simple, actually. There's some USB ports, Ethernet, display cable, such. There's the power connection in there. And pretty straightforward. I'm not entirely sure. Oh, okay. Those are controls along the side. Oh yeah, I see. There's some icons there showing power and whatnot. Again, it looks to be pretty much a modified computer monitor, as best as I can tell, with some circuitry added in. Someone could probably even figure out what model. In fact, I bet right there that's probably the actual model of screen. So we'll see. There's some little stuff on here I'll have to clean off carefully. And of course the plastic on the back to take off. Oh, and there's the mounting. Didn't notice that before, but you've got some solidly attached mounting areas there, so you can hang it either vertically or horizontally. And yeah, looks pretty straightforward. Time to get on to setting it all up. All right, and here you can see that we finally got it mounted on the wall. There were a couple different places in my house I was thinking of putting this. Ended up settling here because the cord looks a little bit more out of the way. Isn't it quite as obnoxious? But you can mount it horizontally or vertically. I went ahead and stuck with the vertical here, at least for now, although I might switch it up. The screen looks pretty darn good to me. I've lowered the brightness a little bit. It looks a little odd in the video here, but didn't want it quite as bright as it was by default. And you can actually see it's got really good viewing angles. We're going to move off to the side here a bit. Pardon the shadow. But you can see pretty darn good viewing angle there in terms of the color staying the same. It's an IPS type screen, which is why that's happening, and it's not getting more washed out as you go to the edges. There's a lot of configuration options, which I'll show here in a little bit, in terms of what you can have on the screen and where. I'll show you some clips from their website, but all in all, I'm pretty impressed with it. It's also got a setting where it'll turn off at a certain time at night and back on in the morning if you want. I've got that set up. And the pictures, I've just got one image on there right now. You can actually pull pictures from a whole bunch of different services. I'm going to probably go with my own Google Photos and select some other ones. This just happened to be one that I had that's the right size to fill the screen. But yeah, I'm pretty darn impressed with it overall. Now there's definitely a few things I think they could improve on in the future. One, as you'll notice, there is a bright white LED right over here. Most monitors and TVs have something like that, but it would be nice if there's a way to turn it off. I've looked through the on-screen displays and don't see any indication of that being an option. If somebody else gets one and figures that out, let me know. That'd be great. I could also see going for something with a harder glass or plastic screen of some kind or cover over it. It's just a traditional matte LCD screen at the moment, which is fine in terms of quality and image and everything, but I could see it being potentially prone to damage if people were roughhousing around, something got knocked into it or thrown against it. So something more robust there could be nice. And really the biggest thing I think for potentially a future generation product would be the actual ability to come up and touch the screen. Put a touch screen on here, make the interface a little bit more interactive so that you could come up and check off things on the to-do list, potentially scroll through multiple days worth of the calendar instead of just displaying a few days at a time, things of that nature. Voice interaction, of course, these days could also be nice, or a voice tie-in of some sort, maybe with a service like Google Home or the Amazon Echo. But all in all, very impressed. Considering the price, $300 isn't all that much higher than just the monitor alone, and it comes with the circuitry to control it and the service and the app and everything. Seems like a pretty good deal. I'm pretty happy with it. We'll see how it goes in the future and whether it helps kind of keep our house organized. But I'm definitely going to give it 2 thumbs up for now, and hopefully you find this review helpful. Take care.